Hello, hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish-kristyn. Today, we are going to be opening up this new storage case that I got, and we are going to come up with a plan to modify it a little bit. I will explain when we get to that part. This is the ProCase 65. I'm going to open it so I don't do that. That came with the snazzy green, what do you call it? Piping, yeah. And it has 65 bottles, but, and I'm sure some of you have probably seen this other places, I did not come up with this. It has different sizes of bottles. There are, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. 45 small bottles. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 medium bottles. And then 8 bigger bottles. So 65 total. And I saw this and I was like, okay, that would be nice for when you have a painting with obviously multiple bags of the same color, right? And then, you know, like maybe not as many, but still some. And then obviously, you know, you have your little teeny tiny bits. But I was a little bummed, I gotta say, when I opened it, and they are not the same height. So sadness. As you can see, these ones, the two bigger ones, are not the same height. Kind of a bummer, honestly, because as you see here, I'm going to take this out because you can see that they don't stick up as high as these ones do. And if I push it all the way down, they almost sink into the foam. So yeah, not like they literally could just disappear through the foam because they don't have the lip that these ones do. These ones do, I mean, yeah, I could shove it through there, but I'm not trying to ruin this insert thing right away. So that's kind of a bummer. Not a deal breaker, obviously. I mean, this, in theory, should hold more than this. I will be testing that, obviously. And it looks like this piece does come out if you don't want this. Maybe that's in case you put something fragile in it. I don't know. I would rather see my diamond colors through it. One main concern I have with using a storage system thingy like this is obviously if I kit up by symbol, and let's say I'm going, you know, 1 through 9, well, what if 1 through 9, some of the numbers fall in between the different areas? But I think if you're working on a painting and it has 65 colors, obviously you'll probably learn which symbols have more diamonds versus others, in theory. Or if you kit up in DMC number order, then that might not quite work for this. Again, just throwing ideas out there. So this is what it comes with. And can I just ask these people who make these cases, can you put like a zipper here or some Velcro or something? Because my problem is I will have things in here and it will open and it'll be hanging off the side of my cart. And now Duncan's here to help. Thanks, Duncan. And this stuff will fall out, and then furry little butt heads like this will take my stuff. So there's no way I would stick extra diamonds in here because they would fall out. So please, I actually did buy some little Velcro dots, and I am going to put a few in here. And it does come with some stickers. That's nice if you do it that way. And then in here, you have a funnel and a tweezer. And that is it, which is kind of surprising. You would think that they'd have, like, you know, the tray and the pens and whatever. I'm totally fine with not getting those, honestly. I don't need any trays or pens or even tweezers or a funnel. I don't like those funnels. They don't sit well. They're top heavy and they tip, and I just end up making more of a mess. That's just me. So my thought, well, I have lots of thoughts. It scares my husband. So my idea for this is, yes, it has 65, but what if you have more diamonds than bottles? Because when I look at this, I think to myself, there is a lot of wasted space in this foam apparatus. So what if you could cut holes and put, and this is just an idea that's floating around in the old noggin, like maybe not on the corners because those are a little bit fragile, but what if you could cut, these may not work because you would only need this big of an opening and it might make it too fragile in between those. But in theory, you could add in some extra bottle storage to this case. So even just like that would give you a few extras. Because I mean, we all have an extra bottle case that maybe we don't have completely full of diamonds or, you know, whatever. And if you really wanted to try, you might be able to put them in here. But then that would make those little connecting areas really small. And I don't know how that would work. But, because like, you know, some of these kits now have, you know, like they're getting higher and higher in colors. They'll have like 90 colors or, you know, I mean, obviously if you have like 100 colors, then you probably need a 120 bottle storage case. But still, it's just an idea I'm having. And I think I'm going to rope my husband in to help me carry this idea out. So we are going to pause where we are. And when we come back, plans will have been enacted. And hopefully progress will have been made. And I can explain to you what I did or what I had my husband do, because he doesn't like me when I try to cut little fiddly things because I end up cutting myself. And I can share what worked, what didn't work, and if I ruined the foam in this case. And if I do ruin the foam in the case, which it could happen, totally know it could happen, then I will just put on some duct tape or some glue and we'll just keep it in the case and we won't take it out. Because just like this, I mean, even if I did accidentally, you know, split one of these or cut too close, I mean, you still could use it. Anyways, those are my rambling thoughts. We will be back with hopefully something good. Right, Duncan? You want to say goodbye? Meow. No? Okay. All right. We'll be back, guys. All right. I have an update for you peeps. I decided to take matters into my own hands and attempt to make the bottle hole openings myself. So here is what we are working with now. Here is the case. And I got these little Velcro dots from Amazon. There are 300 of each side, and they are not really working. As you can see, they did not fully attach. Oh, you can't see. They didn't really fully attach to this part. So I don't know if it's just not sticky enough or it's too strong. I may get a needle and thread and try and sew it on there. This seems to be fairly stuck on there, but I would worry that it wouldn't stay on, especially if you had a bunch of, you know, stuff in the pocket. So again, manufacturers, please make a way for this to close. Because like if I was like this and I have this open on my thing, these would just fall out. So this is what we are working with. I went ahead and yeah, So that happens when you take it out of the case or move the foam around. Apparently, the bottles fall out. So super fun. Be aware of that. And I don't know if that's because I, cut a bunch of holes into the foam. It very well could be. I have left 2 spots that I'm going to do on camera, hopefully not hurt myself. I did use some bottles from an extra tray that I had laying around. I think I know which kit these are for. I think this is for the stained glass hummingbird flower situation. But you can definitely tell a difference in the foam quality between an Art Dot kit and this is ProCase. Yeah, this is not as sturdy, which kind of helps me in this instance because I can actually cut it fairly easy. I don't know if I'd be able to cut into this one like I am being able to cut into this one. Yes, so just be aware that the quality is not as thick and sturdy. So, as you can see, I put in a bottle opening on each one of these. I didn't think I'd have enough room down here or up there. And I questioned up here, but when I go like this, and kind of get an idea of how big of an opening, it's a little too close to the edge. So I'm pretty sure I would just cut right through that. So we're not going to do that. All right, don't screw this up. I am using an X-Acto knife blade. Well, a handle with a blade because I shouldn't be allowed to just use a blade. I have a giant pile of my leftovers. As you can see, they are not overly clean, but it doesn't seem to be. Oh, see, look at that. Ugh, that's gonna be annoying. Oh wow, look at them. They're here. Let's just take them all out. That's annoying. That is a design flaw in my opinion, because if you would have just made a lid that had a little bit of a lip like that, they wouldn't do that. But anyways, nobody asked me. As you can see, my hole is not perfect. And I opted to try and maybe make it a smidgen smaller. Just, because if I go too big, then these are going to fall through, just like those stupid ones do. All right, I have a calendar. It's a Golden Girls calendar from 2022 that I got on clearance one year. So I actually just use these as like grocery lists or something. But then I get to enjoy my favorite Golden Girls trivia before I use it. So I'm going to put that down there so I don't cut my table. And I've been doing this 2 ways. One way, like before, so I kind of take it and twist it in there to kind of get an idea of like an indentation, right? Of course, that's not going to show. That's not going to show. So there, you can kind of see the indentation, and then I'll kind of stab around it and then cut more. This foam is super squishy and like airy, so it cuts really easily. You don't have to push hard, which is kind of nice. Okay, do not fall through there, seriously. And then I'm going to put one over here as well, because I did put one up there and I didn't cut through it, although it was close. So for this one, what I'm going to do is the other way I did it was I kind of held the bottle here and taking my X-Acto knife and just kind of lightly going around the base of the bottle, like not very much, just the tip, guys, just the tip is going into the foam. And the foam is, it's definitely not sturdy foam, which is kind of helping me. And this also keeps my hand out of the way so I don't stab myself. So it's also kind of like a safety feature. So if you can, oh, of course you can't see. You can see I kind of have a little general outline. And I'm going to take this, kind of push it down and twist it. And then it kind of makes a little indentation. And then I can take that and do that. And I'm just kind of going slow. And I'm keeping my hand away from the X-Acto knife blade. And then kind of cutting a little bit further. And this, fortunately, this blade is not very long. So it doesn't go down all the way in one cut, which, I don't know, maybe would be helpful. So you can see now it's kind of like lower. So again, I can take this, kind of squish it down, go around, and you can hear it cutting into the foam. Well, you probably can't, but I can. So I know that it's going, and now it's even lower. It's not through the outside yet. And you don't want to try to rip it through to the bottom, because then it tears the underside. And I actually got really close, like in here on one of them, because I was just trying to tear it because I was being impatient. So don't be like me. And when in doubt, like, I'm not trying to cut in this way because I don't want to make it wider at the bottom. So I'm even trying to kind of angle it so it's going in, because I figure it's better to have the bottom a little bit smaller than a really wide and have them fall through like the other ones did. And I probably should take these out, but I feel like it's kind of helping the foam hold its shape. But my X-Acto knife keeps kind of hitting it, which is kind of annoying. All right, here we go. And I'm sorry if you don't like the sound of foam cutting, because, yeah. All right, let's see. It's not all the way through. I don't see any marks. Don't put your hand under there when you're holding it. So now I'm lifting it up and just really trying to push it through, and I can feel it kind of hit the little calendar down there. So I know, and there we go. Look at that. That one's actually pretty round. I'm going to put that down. Don't cut yourself. So, as you can see, it is not perfect, but it works. Ta-da! All right, let's do this last one. This one, I am just going to do the twisty method because there is not much area there. There is not much area there. So I'm going to kind of go a little bit smaller because I figure it can, push it out of the way if it needs to. Give it a little twist to refresh your shape. And I realized I could have done this and maybe dipped this in paint or a marker, like a paint marker or something. But I really didn't want a bunch of paint spots all over. I mean, I guess you could technically flip it over and use the opposite side. But again, I was just sitting here eating my little sandwich roll, minding my own business, and decided that I just wanted to try. So I did, and it actually worked. I'm shocked. All right, so we go around. And definitely use a sharp blade, because I think it's, what is it, like an old wives' tale or something, where a dull blade is more dangerous than a sharp one. Which I don't know if that's true, because I can cut myself with any kind of blade. I can still feel there's like a spot that's all hung up. So take that, push it down, and and like something like this, if you have, mind your business. If you had your own piece of foam, mean, you could custom make your own case. I mean, again, obviously, probably won't look as nice, and you'd have to buy the bottles, but it's something to think about. You could buy, I know you can buy these bottles, just, you know, and I'm sure you can buy other, oh, see, here I am yapping, and look what I did. It's okay though, it's just a little flesh wound. It's not the end of the world. I could always put a piece of tape around the outside, so make sure, see, I was stabbing outward, not inward. You could make your own. You could buy your own bottles. You could buy like the Tic Tac thingies. You could make a mixture of like small bottles, bigger Tic Tacs, little Tic Tacs, you know, bigger bottles. Oh my gosh. So you can see there's my little piece, and he is being naughty. Yeah, see, but the more you move this around, the more those fall out. So, which is really unfortunate because I don't like to leave these in the cases. I put them in my tray and then just kind of leave them there while I'm working on them. So I definitely would not want to be moving this around, because if you move it, the bottles are going to fall out. Okay. Being a little more careful with this one because I did already rip the side. Okay, I can feel it. Come on. There we go. Okay, that one got a little dicey right there. But look at that. It does. Okay, put the X-Acto knife blade down. There's a little bit extra on the bottom, but it's okay because I'd rather have a little bit extra than cut it too much and do that. So then I'll take these. Oh, here's the one right here. Yeah. I kind of gave it a little slicey, but it's okay. If you're really worried about it, you could maybe go around it with glue or, you know, tape or something. I'm not that worried about it. I mean, it was like $25 or something. So I knew going into this, I was risking potentially ruining it. Okay, let's do the responsible thing and just put the little blade thing away right away. And I do not recommend this X-Acto knife set. It's weird. It's not very sturdy, but you know what I mean? You buy something on Amazon during COVID and you get what you get. So that is that. So it had 65 bottles. Jeez. So we have 66, 7, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. So now we have 83 bottles in this case, which, you know, that is probably enough for me for a bigger kit. Because my thinking is that, yeah, you might have some kits that have, you know, a bigger amount of diamonds and you need to put that. But what if you also have, you know, a little bit of excess? Or, you know, you put it in here, but there's just a little bit of excess. Or you have, you know, lots of little bottles and you don't have enough space. So now I have maximized it to, what did I just say? Did I say 83? I don't even remember. Oh my God. Seriously? 65. 83. 83, guys. 83. So 83 bottles in one storagey layer. So that is fantastic. I love to keep all my drills together in one tray if at all possible, just because like you saw with this, I had to figure out what kit are these even from, because I didn't label it. But I do know what those are from. But still. So that is me modifying the ProCase 65 seed compartment something or other. I will have a link in the description box down below to this particular bottle storage system if you are interested in getting it or modifying it and potentially ruining it. You know, it's all good in the hood. So I will see you guys again next time. If you have not, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hearting, farting, doing all the things. And I will see you guys again very, very soon. Big awkward hugs. Bye, guys.